What's up, guys? It's Isaac here at Back Road Harley-Davidson, and today I've got something pretty exciting. Not that I don't every day here, but what we've got for you is a 2019 Harley-Davidson Softail Sport Glide in this gorgeous red color. You really don't see many of the red ones. Huge fan of it. It is a 2019, so you are still rocking the actual badging, whereas later they went to more of the paint style. A couple things that make this one a little bit exciting. It is one of our pre-owned bikes. This one has had a little bit of work done to it. This one is actually rocking a Stage 2 Milwaukee 8 107. So it's exciting to see what kind of power it's putting out. We might do a video later comparing how this one runs to the stock one, so far as power delivery and just how much more fun it might be to ride. So we'll tell you a little bit about the history of the Sport Glides and what kind of you're looking at here on the road. Well, a couple of quick things to talk about here that's going to make this one stand out compared to what a stock Sport Glide would do. First thing up front, so stock, these bikes came with a quick detach fairing, super easy to remove, as well as these quick detach bags, and these are the same bags that we're actually seeing on the Low Rider STs. They're just, those bags are just painted and they're up a little bit higher. These bikes also have forwards, and you've got bright LED lighting on the front. You've also got bright LED lighting there for the turn signals on this one. It's got the inverted forks, single rotor. Let's see, you got a tall windscreen with a little bit of kick up, so we'll see what that does. We've also got, looks like Karaoke Road Thunder, a little Bluetooth speaker, that'll be cool. Stock grips, aftermarket fuel gauge, or aftermarket fuel gas cap, aftermarket cap, as well as the matching one. Is rocking a Saddleman step up tuck and roll seat on this, gives a little more comfort. You got some aftermarket LED brake lights too. So let's talk about what we got going on this side. So you have the 107 Milwaukee 8 motor. It is a Stage 2, meaning that it has a different cam in it than the stock one. So what you're looking at here is actually an SNS 475 cam, so you're excited to see what kind of power that'll put out. It also has a 2-to-1 Screaming Eagle pipe, so those are pretty exciting. It's actually sounded pretty good. I'll start it here in just a second for you. You got the black push rod covers there too, and overall it should be pretty fun to rip. So let's go ahead and crank it up, let you hear what it sounds like. It's warmed up a little bit already, so that'll let you hear that idle a little bit better. Go ahead and rip this thing. It's looking good, looks good. Also, after further inspection, it looks like we're actually running the Screaming Eagle intake as well, but it's got the stock cover on it, so that way it'll help protect it a little bit better from rain and that sort of thing. But it's still being able to pull in a little bit more air, just pulling it around from the back side of there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go rip it. So, I will say this bike sounds good. Alrighty. It is just a hey buddy, it is a Screaming Eagle pipe, but with the cam and everything, it sounds good. That Screaming Eagle pipe sounds really good on this thing. So, alrighty, let's go get it. But I can definitely feel a pretty good difference between this and the stock configuration, or even just the Stage 1. A lot of folks talk about if you really want raw power, that sort of thing, you know, then your you know, Stage 3, Stage 4 kits, those are really going to be where you're going to see that. But probably just what I've seen, I mean, I feel like one of your biggest jumps you see, or easiest ways to really, well, easiest way to open up these motors is to do a, you know, Stage 1 tune pipe, that kind of thing. But stage 2, that's where you really get some good work in. So that's a really big jump in power. A lot of good stuff you can do. So what we're also going to do is I'm probably going to do a video here later talking about how well it pulls. But I want to see how well it pulls, not how well I can launch it. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to slow down to about 10 miles an hour on this ramp. And then we're going to kind of see what 0 to 60 looks like. So we're going to, let's see, make sure no one's behind us here. I'm going to get around this bend. And let's see. Get it in second at 10. Let's see. Might be 20, might be better. All right. Second gear, 20 miles an hour. And let's roll in 3, 2, 1. We won't do a 0 to 60. Daggone. We'll do the full loop because I really want to get on Avon Ferry. That was rough, right? So let's talk about everything that's happening right now. So we wanted to do a 0 to 60 pull. Unfortunately, there was a Camaro undercover pulled over a Mustang. You know, the Mustang like saw the Camaro and he was like, oh, haha. Is this guy trying to run it? And he probably ran it, and the only thing that got ran were his plates as it got pulled over. That is unfortunate. I'm gonna let you hear that idle there right quick. She sounds good. That's good. A good chop at like, let's see, 900 some RPMs. Get over here. So let's talk about the Sport Glide here. What makes the Sport Glide such a great bike? Well, starting in 2018, that was when Harley-Davidson introduced the new Milwaukee 8 Softail platform. You know, there was all the other bikes. You know, there was the classic Low Rider S. There was actually the Low Rider, the 107 version, and I think there was also, I'm pretty sure in 18 there was also the Low Rider S. There was one very soon afterwards where they introduced the 114, all that fun stuff, and today with the 117. But the Sport Glide, but there was no Low Rider ST or really light touring option. Your only light touring bike you had was the Heritage. You had the Heritage, and that was a great bike. It's a great bike. But folks wanted something, but it's really like they needed a little bit more sportier look. So, you know, you had the Heritage, but I mean it lacked a little bit of that kind of a little bit of performance look to it. You know, the Heritage, you know, it had its floorboards. It looked a lot like a big cruiser, and it was cruiser to the core. So say hello to the Sport Glide. So the Sport Glide got a lot of touring comforts, like that was the first time these saddlebags, these clamshell saddlebags were introduced. You had the saddlebags and the quick detach fairing, so it really turned it into like a mini street glide on there. So maybe that's the Sport Glide. You had a 107, had other comfort features. It has the forward controls, has cruise control stock. That was a really big deal too. Not a lot of the Softails came with cruise control. It had ABS. So I mean, it had a lot of really great features. And of course, the then new 107 powerhouse, which was really, as we found out, has been an awesome powertrain to go get. Also has quick adjustment for the rear suspension too. You don't pull the seat off or anything. So
So a lot of really good options there. So, you know, you pull the bags off, pull the fairing off, and, you know, get your suspension set up to ride a little bit sportier, which it would let you do, because you've got, like I said, you've got the 107, and you've got a really great setup here. I mean, you've got the inverted front end, you've got the, it is a single rotor up on the front, but that really lets you show off these pretty exclusive rims. It is a slightly wider front tire than the Low Rider. They are running about the same rear tire though, so you got about the same front. Or the front's a little bit wider on this bike, but you got the single rotor. You've got these they're the Mantis rims. I mean, no other bikes are rocking these. That really makes them stand out. It's a really easy way to tell that someone's rocking a sport glide. So let's see how it's doing in the curves here. And they do great in the curves too. I mean, a great little cruiser, a fun bike to really tear up some corners with too. I mean, because it's a Softail, it's nice, light. The pegs are in a good spot, so if you get it over too far, they'll start scraping to let you know you need to get either do a little bit better leaning or come off it a little bit. So they'll put in some work, I'll tell you that. But it still has a lot of classic styling, you know, tank mounted speedo, lots of cool stuff. Really just incredible motorcycle, I'll say. Really good all-around bike there, especially for the time. Now, today, the Low Rider ST, that's probably going to give you a little bit better option to really get a lot harder, sportier riding. But the Sport Glide can really be set up to be quite the Softail. I mean, because you've already got most of the stuff you need for cruising out the gate. So, now let's see here. So now, one of the things that we're also kind of doing is we want to see how it pulls here and there, but we also want to see how it does just for daily driving. Because, you know, let's be real, you know, you're not going to be able to be on and off the throttle all the time. You know, sometimes you're gonna have to take it a little bit easy through the city. You know, you can't just everywhere just hammer down. You gotta give it a little bit of love here and there. So yeah, but the speaker's great. I love these fuel gauges on this one. Let's see. The windshield's not bad either. The little fairing down there really pulls it off your chest, even with a low piece there, or low windshield. But the windshield is doing really good. It's keeping it off my head, rather nice. Yeah, that idle's very nice. Sounds very good. Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff going on here. Like I said, cruise control there on the left. To show you the things we've got here, you know, tank mounted speedo, we've got digital RPM. That's usually where I like to leave it, especially if I'm doing something like this where I'm talking about how a cam's performing, so I can tell you a little bit better about where it is performing at. So miles on the bike, this one's got just over 11,000, about 11,600 and some change. Let's see, and then of course, you know, your trip A, trip B, fuel range, all that stuff. It's also going to show you what gear you're in. All kinds of stuff going on today. Turn these hazards off, and hazards if you need them. Let's see, we got it right at, let's get over this hill here. We'll set it right at about 3,000 RPMs in third gear. And money. 3000, you really felt it kick off, and then it just kept climbing. That'll do pretty well. Still had a lot to give, even just in fourth. That will definitely speed up your ride, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, a little bit lower, a lot more low end torque there. Take it easy through here, but yeah. So like I was saying earlier, now we're gonna take it a little bit easier through some campus stuff, so that way you can really see how it does, you know, at 25 miles an hour. So knows exactly where you want to see a bike perform, right? So second gear, it's handling 25 pretty well. That seems to be about where it needs to be. That third gear just seemed a little bit choppy, if you will. I mean, yeah, so third gear, bring it on down a little bit. It's doing okay, but it's got a little pulse. Really likes that second gear there. Pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. This game is a lot of fun. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of the Sport Glide. Pretty good, just a great light touring bike. Cruise control, push on, push down to set, and then you've got good to go. Sit on back, cruise on around the city. She sounds great. The Saddleman's good. It really lets you move around in it a little bit too. Lets you pivot a little bit on your hips some. Oh yeah. There, it's downtown. Don't know if you can see it from here or not. Yeah, the bags are great. There's some other videos I've done on Sport Glides where I've actually taken the bags off. You don't have to see all that there. It's pretty intuitive. Just make sure it's all lined up when you put it on. There are also the options for quick attached hardware. So this one is not set up for it, but you can put it on. Meaning it just has the spacers on instead of the bushings. So if you put the bushings on, then it would let you be able to just, you know, quickly put on a backrest or a luggage rack or even the tour pack. There's tour pack, Softail tour pack options too. Most famous on the Heritage, because the Heritage has one that actually matches that leather trim on them. There's not one that matches the Sport Glide, but the bracket will mount up, so you can maybe put a actual little, maybe like shops tour pack on. Would be too bad. So. Yeah, that'll let you pull all right. Can we catch that green light? That'd be pretty nice. Yourself in trouble real quick there in the fun sense, not the trouble sense, you know. The braking actually is really good on these bikes too. There are plenty of options for upgrading. That's one of the cool parts about, you know, Harleys always, but especially the Softails. I mean, you can upgrade pretty much everything on them. I mean, there's options to really get it set up exactly how you want. So, and with the other models in the Softail lineup, you know, there's even options to kind of pull from some of those other bikes, their bike models too. So, oh yeah. Brother does not have his turn. Thank you, sir. we'll go past this. I love the look of this headlight too. There are brighter options to go with, but I really love how clean the halo is on these. Oh yeah, she's boogieing all right. This is fun. Lake Wheeler is a particularly bumpy road too, so we're really getting to see how comfortable this suspension is, and it really is comfortable. I think the Sport Glide is a really good name for it. I mean, because you know it's very similar to the Street Glide in a lot of its comfort features, you know, right down to the mini Batwing fairing, but a lot of good sporty aspects to it, and you can really take that a step further now with the Öhlins that are available. The Öhlins kits for inverted fronts on their Softails, and the Öhlins rear shocks. I mean, you can really get these bikes dialed in. So, really good platform to build on. Or if you just prefer a good, simple setup, nothing too fancy, a lot of good touring perks, this one right here will get you set up. See, there's what a black Sport Glide can look if you really want to dress it up here and there. That one's pretending to be a low rider over there. So, yeah. That is a nice little cruise around with your 2019 Harley-Davidson Softail Sport Glide. So, if you're interested in this particular motorcycle or any other ones you see, be sure to holler at us here at Spacky Road. So in the meantime, ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.